Set for the second week of football for the Hatchets, but the third week of the football season. Washington set to battle a very tough Gibson Southern squad this evening. Mark Myers goes without saying this is a big challenge for Coach Morris and company tonight.
Definitely. We're facing the number one team in our division, and they're the real deal. Allen, number 18, he's going to Purdue. He's an outstanding quarterback. You can tell we were talking about before the game. He's patterned himself after Peyton Manning. They've got a D1 receiver, some big linemen. This is an opportunity for our kids, and you got to look at it as an honor. How many times do you get to play against a Brady Allen or someone like that? So, if you can put a hit on him, obviously the odds are great that we're not going to win this game. But we want to go out, make a good showing, play hard, and then get ready for this next three-game series that we've got coming up.
Well, I'd really like to see us take off where we left last week because overall, yes, we took the loss 18-8, but we saw a lot of positives for that Week 1 matchup.
And the biggest positive I took away from it was the effort. I mean, in past years we've seen when we got down, we just caved in, but the kids fought all the way to the end. We're into the ball game till really late in the fourth quarter. Had we gotten that kept them from getting that long first down at the end of the fourth, we had a real chance to be right back in that game.
Hatchet pregame presented tonight by Bobcat of Davies County and Boyd & Sons Machinery. The young cheerleaders are out there this evening to make a tunnel, as well as the varsity cheerleaders. We're waiting on the team to come out to the field. The anthem just wrapped up. The lights are on. The field looks great. It's good to be at home again for the second week in a row, Mark. We'll take that all day long, too.
Definitely so. And Dwayne, I want to get back to our team. What people need to realize, we have a really, really young team. Tonight we've got a linebacker going in, or that's going to be starting tonight. This is his first time playing football at all. Dion Alter, he's a junior, and we've got several of these. And their efforts there, it's just a learning curve. It's going to take them a while, but as long as they give 100%, you do 100% and make a mistake, we can correct that. But it's all about the effort.
Well, and, we got the numbers. We don't have the experience, but we got the numbers. Numbers start first, and then you work on the experience, and you get them in games like this, and they build. They get better game in and game out, and that's what Coach is doing from the ground up, kindergarten all the way up to seniors in high school, getting excitement back into Hatchet football, and you see that with the stands and the home crowd that's here to support the team.
You definitely do, and actually tonight Coach told me there's maybe one or two guys going both sides of the ball, so that we can't say that in years and years. Everybody's usually going both ways, but so that gives them an opportunity to take a break, also to get coached up on what they need to be working on.
Let's talk about these starters tonight. Starting lineup brought to you by Boyd Grain and Washington. Boyd Grain always proud to support our Washington Hatchets.
On the offensive side of the ball, we're going to start with left tackle William Kaufman. He's a sophomore, number 60. Left guard is going to be number 70, Zane Tolliver. He's a junior. Going at center, Aiden Dwyer, a freshman, number 54. Right guard is 75, Ruben Gutierrez, a junior, and he got some good time last year. Right tackle is number 63, Eli Jenny. Tight end is going to be Logan Hill. Nate Aldridge and Wyatt Owens, both juniors, are going to go out receivers. Running back, number 34, Cameron Cook, a sophomore. Connor Worley's going to get his second start of the season. He's a sophomore, number 12. And then Jace Perkins, number 25, who had a nice game, goes at fullback. Simon Parsons is out tonight with an illness, so we've got Jamison Dwyer filling in for him. Defensive side, left defensive end, Ole Krager. Nose tackle, number 77, Gage Brumley. This is his first start of his career. Defensive tackle, number 5, Jake Traylor, a junior. Defensive end, number 34, Cameron Cook on the right side. Again, he's a sophomore. Dion Alerte is going to be the left linebacker. The Mike or center linebacker, number 5, Wilkinson Eldias, a junior. The running back, number 25, Jace Perkins, also a junior. Corner is going to be Davidson St. Clair. He's number 11. He's a junior. Boy, he's the one that put that nice lick on last week, Dwayne. One of the bandits, or defensive back, is going to be number 8, Logan Hill, a senior. And safety will be number 16, Jamison Dwyer.
Well, let's talk about pressure on a quarterback like Brady Allen. What do you do to stop this guy?
Well, you kind of just, if I'm coach, I'm opening it up and I'm just blitzing. I mean, just send them. If you get burned, I told some of the guys down at the field, I said, if you're getting beat and you're on a receiver, tackle him, get a pass interference, it's going to come back and be a penalty, not a touchdown. I think that's something that's overlooked a lot in high school football. It'll slow the game down, obviously, but, you can take them out. I watch film Gibson Southern's last game was against Columbus North, and I'm watching it with a couple of the players, and it's like, well, Columbus North is kind of getting through to them and, putting some heat in action. And I realized it's Columbus North. They're 2-0. They're a powerhouse.
Sure.
And Gibson Southern ended up beating them 43-20 or 23 and really put on a showing. So,
besides Brady Allen, he's got a few targets, too. I believe I heard someone say that they got another D1 possibly on this team?
Yeah, they have a D1 receiver, and I'll get his name here in just a little bit, but I want to say going to Air Force, but definitely. And then they had a kid that moved in with Toyota that's a gigantic lineman, like 360-pound man.
Well, one thing about it, the weather is so much better this week. The team got to practice on the field all week versus finding a gym to play in or just watching game film. So that's a good sign, as we know the heat was something awful. It feels great out here. Game time temperature here at Hatchet Hollow this evening, not bad at all, as the thermometer actually reads 75 degrees. How about that?
Definitely a nice night for football. And talk about practice. Kids talking to the coach and the kids, great week of practice. They really felt good about this week's practice.
Labor Day weekend. We wish you a happy Labor Day weekend. Hopefully you got a 3-day holiday to look forward to. And what a great way to start it. Under the Friday night lights tonight, Washington and Gibson Southern set to do battle. Of course, a programming note. Be sure to join us tomorrow morning as we talk with the coach about Hatchet football over breakfast at Benji's, the Coach Joe Moore Show, every Saturday morning at 8 a.m. here on Memories 107.9. And then next week, first road trip of the season for this squad, as they have a short one to the northern part of the county to face the North Davies Cougars. That's one that always look forward to.
Well, we call that a trophy game because they do have the traveling trophy, and that's one this community on both sides of the fence really get fired up for. Also, Dwayne, I'm looking down here, I see some celebrities I want to mention sitting down below us. Rick Wyrie, as the Hatchets come out onto the field, carrying the flag and smoke rolling. Bob Gould, Jack Cobbert, also down there. Those guys have seen a game or two in their day.
Well, the Hatchets are on the field. Brady Allen getting ready to lead his squad. I tell you, it was funny, Mark, as we were watching the Titans warm up, and I didn't know what number he wore. It wasn't hard for me
about
to pick.
2 seconds.
It wasn't hard for me to pick out which one he was.
No, he definitely is the real deal, and it's going to be fun to watch him play. I don't see him playing a lot. They've got a 5A, one of the top teams in Kentucky, that they play next week. So they're looking forward to that a little bit, so I don't think they're going to risk too much. They're going to get a nice lead, get his stats up, because he is a candidate for Mr. Football. They would like to see him named it, obviously, and so would Purdue.
Tonight, it's Washington and Gibson Southern, the Titans and the Hatchets set to do battle here at Hatchet Hollow. I want to thank some of our sponsors this evening. They include, of course, our pregame sponsor, Bobcat of Davies County, and Boyd & Sons Machinery. Also, a big thanks to 1-800-WATER-DAMAGE of Southern Indiana, proud to support the Hatchets. A&R Home Center, more than just a hardware store. And also the Donaldson Insurance Agency, with Donaldson's your number one. Well, I see Pierre Walter Charles wearing the jersey but no pads, so he was the one ejected from last week's game. Does that mean he sets out this week?
Correct. That is exactly right, and he was really bummed about that. But, it's another learning situation. He retaliated on something that happened to him, but they always see the second person, always. So I threatened him. I said, you guys better not be having any more of those penalties at all.
Mark does some coaching during the week with a few of these players, and Mark, it's just like reliving your old glory days, isn't it?
It kind of is. It's nice that they have interest and want to learn, and I've really enjoyed it.
You love teaching these young players that want to learn, and let's face it, you talk a lot about the stick-to-itiveness, I guess that's the word I'm looking for, the go-get-em attitude, the never-quit attitude. Coming in, these players probably know on paper they're major underdogs, but they're going to play till that final buzzer sounds.
Yep, they sure better, and I believe they will. Also want to mention Lance Bynum is out. He got his foot stomped on last week. They were afraid it was broken. Turned out it's just a sprain, so we've got him out for this week. And then, as I mentioned earlier, Simon Parsons, who is a big part of this team, not able to play due to sickness.
A couple of big losses there for sure. We'll hopefully get those guys back in the lineup next week. Both of the captains are on the field now, right at midfield, as the coin toss is taking place. We'll see how that goes. Hatchets in the black, trimmed in gold. Gibson Southern in the white. trimmed in maroon.
I believe Gibson won the toss, and they said, give us the ball, let us go. I like that call. That's the call I would do just about every time. But as we talked about last week, a lot of teams, they like to get that ball to start the second half.
We look at last week, and the Kentucky team jumped out early. Their first possession, they got a score. As we look to the prescription for success from Williams Brothers Healthcare Pharmacy, let's see if we can get a defensive stop on this opening possession. That's going to be big for the mind game.
It is, and special teams is going to be big on both sides. Let's face facts. Brady Allen's going to put a lot of points up on us tonight. He is on anybody else that he plays. We talked about 43 on Columbus North. It's going to give you a lot of opportunities on a kickoff return. One of my favorite things in the world to do as a player. So you're going to have a lot of opportunities to get that kickoff team, which we only saw twice last week, get in there and see what they can do.
Tonight, the Hatchets and Gibson Southern Titans set to do battle. Crowd still filing in once again, Mark. What a great crowd on hand here tonight on the home side. Of course, the Titans have brought a huge following, too, from Fort Branch, Indiana, and southern Gibson County. So just an awesome night for high school football, 75 degrees, game temperature, and we're ready to kick this one off as they ring the bell. Let's play, Mark.
Number 14, Nathan Strange, is going to be kicking off. He's a soccer player, has a nice foot. Let's see what kind of boot he gets into it. 2 men back for Gibson Southern, and I hear a whistle. Yep, somebody started off early. That kick landed about the 15. I was trying to look back to see who the return guy, so I'd missed who jumped the gun. A little too fired up just yet, Dwayne.
Maybe so. It appears that's the case. The kick was not a bad one at all, but it's coming back. We'll try again. And we'll go back a little bit. Yep, it's going to go against the Hatchets.
Should be 5.
Marking off 5 to the 35 now as Nate Strange will reset. We'll try it again. Back to receive, looks like number 11 for the Titans, Braden Malone. And I believe that's number 5, Logan Maurer.
Tough to see. I was glad you called those out.
Logan Maurer.
So let's watch here and see if anybody jumps off this time. They've got to wait till the kicker hits that ball and they stay. That time it's a nice kickoff.
Good boot.
And another kick went back to the 19. He's at 20, 30. Uh-oh, he's got a lane, Dwayne. One man to beat. He's beat the kicker, Wilkin. And he's not going to be stopped. They're not going to get him, Dwayne.
Malone scores on the opening drive. Kickoff and 6 points. Gibson Southern, absolutely nobody there.
Oh, there was a big lane right up the middle. I don't know that he got touched. Wilkinson Aldias tried to catch him at the end, but boy, his speed just pulled away.
13 seconds and the Titans are on the board, 6-0.
What did he get that, about the 21?
Yeah.
19, Judge said, so what's that, 81-yard touchdown?
He had so much room right up the middle. And boy, that guy's got speed. You know, we were talking about that other D1. I think it's Malone.
Could very well be.
I think it is. You can see
and
by
we were
his
talking
speed.
about special teams, importance of special teams. So the Hatchets go down quickly in this one, 6-0 with a long touchdown.
Titans on the A&R Home Center scoreboard will return right after this quick timeout on WAMW. Yeah.
For the Hatchets in motion. And Willie is going to keep the ball, trying to find some running room out to the left, and he's going to be stopped for about a 5-yard gain. That was Wyatt, or 5-yard loss. Wyatt Owens was the man in motion. That play just took too long to develop, Dwayne.
Ole Krager, the sophomore, running the play in, 6'1", 190 pounds. So he'll step in now for the Hatchets.
Cameron Cook coming out.
It's going to be a second
13, so about 3-yard loss.
Ball on the Hatchets, 32.
Woolley up under center this time. He's got eye backfield, Perkins, and then ball in the hand. No, it's a pass, fake pass, and a nice completion by Woolley. He's at 50. There's a penalty, 40, and knocked out of the bounds. Who was the penalty on?
I'm afraid it's against the Hatchets, Mark. I hope I'm wrong, but block in the back. It's going to be the call against the Hatchets.
Wow, and what a nice fake. Sold me out. I thought the Perkins had it. Yep, it was a penalty on the Hatchets. Going to negate a great play.
My goodness. Ole Krager came in. He's a big target for Woolley, and Krager can pull the ball down. He's a nice, strong athlete at sophomore, and he a great, great play, and it's just going to be all for nil.
Yeah, this is a game you've got to be disciplined in. You can't, especially when you get a nice gain like that. It does go from the point of where we caught the ball, so we did pick up positive yardage, but not the first down that we had. No problem. It ends up being about a 5-6 yard gain. So that's going to bring up the sticks on this side last week.
Right in front of the Hatchet bench there.
High backfield for Woolley. He's going to go back and look to the air again. He's trying to find somebody well covered, tries to throw it into the flat, and a really nice catch that time.
Once again, Krager pulling it in.
Not a lot of gain, but it was about 3 yards, and that's what we need to do, keep moving the sticks.
Afraid we're going to have to make something happen here. We need a big third down play.
3rd and 5, the ball's on the 40. We're at 10:21 left to go in the first. The Hatchets down 7-0 after the 81-yard kickoff return. But Hatchets right now moving the ball pretty decently against this team.
3rd and 5.
2 receivers on each side. Woolley in the shotgun. There is Perkins. There goes Krager in motion. Handoff is going to go to, who'd it go to? Krager on trying to get the quick hit, and that's not going to get that first down for us.
No, we'll go back about 2, maybe 3 on that. So 4th and long, going to have to kick it off here.
Interesting to see. It looks like number 21, Oliver Rowe, going in to do the punting possibly.
He did last week. Stepped in and did a nice job for the Hatchets.
After the Bynum injury.
Yep.
Goes Wilkinson Diaz going in for the punt team. Looking to see. There finally goes a man back for Gibson Southern. Punter is on the 28. Here's the kick, a high, short kick. They're going to get away. It's going to roll bounds at about the 37-yard line. So we're going to see Brady Allen for the first time tonight, Dwayne.
7-0 Gibson Southern. Titans get the ball back as the Hatchets had some momentum and a play that was taken back on a
it's first down.
Penalty. Oh.
Last week there were so few penalties. The ones that we had did hurt us, but that was one of the things we commented, just how few penalties. And it seems like when there's a penalty, it's always negating a great play.
That happens every time.
So the Hatchets defense looking to set up. Brady Allen in the shotgun. He's got trips to the right, and here he's going to throw. I watched him practice this all night. Man wide open. Hit, breaks one tackle, caught 40, down at 35. Ball comes out, but quite a bit later. There's number 14 again, the man that returned. Was he the one that returned the kickoff, Dwayne?
No, that was number 9 on the
14's O'Neill.
Cole McKee with the catch. And he was just wide open, Mark.
Yep.
Wide open, unfortunately. Had all kinds of running room there. Easy target for Brady Allen.
I think they got an early start for Brady Allen that time. It's going to be a 5-yard penalty.
As you said earlier, we're probably, unfortunately, not going to see a lot of Brady tonight.
Not until he's going to. I'd say we'll see him through the first half, is what I'm thinking. There last week, I read an article on him, and their coach for Gibson Southern said that was the best he'd ever seen Gibson Southern play against Columbus North last week. Shotgun again. This time he's going to hand off right up the middel. Hit quickly. Wilkinson Diaz in on a tackle. That's number 77 for the Hatchets. Gage Brumley in on the tackle. Sophomore at nose tackle. Good to see. Coaching him up on staying low and firing out.
Brumley's a big boy in there, Mark.
He is a big boy, and he's got some athletic ability. He's just not quite got figured out what he has. Pass again for Brady Allen. Throws it quickly out in the flat. Hit once, breaks one tackle, and then forced out of bounds. Number 80 that time, Dwayne. For
big target. That is Rory Helsley. 200 pounds, 6'4". He's a huge target for him.
Well, look at that line at Gibson Southern. I don't have their starting line. We weren't able to get that, but there's some big boys up there.
Well, they're setting up.
Going looking for the coffin corner. No, across the middle. Oh, good coverage by Davidson. Just about had an opportunity to pick that off, but nice coverage, able to make the tackle.
These guys have played a lot of football together. I mean, they're reading each other very well, Helsley and Allen.
Yeah, that was a shot by Allen. He could only hit that in one spot because Davidson legitimately had fantastic coverage on him that time.
1st and goal now for the Titans as they look to build on a 7-0 lead.
Ball's on the 6. There's a man in motion, flips it to him, looking to get on the outside. Nice play that time, Dwayne, by the Hatchets. That's number 8, Logan Hill. Defensive end did exactly what we needed him to do.
Huge stop there by Hill. No gain on that one. Matter of fact, they'll lose a little on that play.
Yeah, he read that nicely. Actually, he's the bandit on there. And then there's the bunch of red and gold going to take him down at about the 19-yard line.
Man, not to be critical at all, our Hatchets are fighting in there, but way too many white jerseys around Aldridge.
Yeah, we're just honestly, Dwayne, we're outmanned. They're bigger, stronger, more. No, they're number one. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, they're number one in 3A for a good reason.
But let's keep giving the effort, and we are, for sure.
7:36 to go in the first quarter. Aldridge had a good game last week. I really like his play. We're going to see a lot from that young man over this coming football season.
I think so, too, and he's a little guy. Willie's going to start in the shotgun again. There's Perkins behind him, 2 receivers to the left, with one being in the slot. Here goes a man in motion. He's going to hand off to Perkins up the middle, and Gibson Southern closes quickly and puts a stop on him for a loss of maybe a yard.
Well, they watched the game film last week. That was a very successful play against McLean County for the Hatchets last week. Perkins was able to get right up that gut for several positive yards. This time, no chance.
No, and he's the only man in the backfield, so that gives them an opportunity to key on him even more. You know, we possibly could hand it across to that man that's going in motion, but there's pretty much one man back there that's going to run the ball unless Willie keeps it. Shotgun again, Perkins. There goes a man in motion. Cook comes across the grain, hands it up again to Perkins, breaks one tackle, trying to get free to another, but again, quickly taken down. Might have picked up a yard. We'll give him 2, so he puts us at a 3rd and 9. Ball's on the 20.
Nick Hart, the head coach of the Gibson Southern Titans, boy, he's got a loaded team this year. Their roster barely fits on one page. Their coaching staff barely fits on one page. Well, and they must have 20 coaches over there.
The influence of Toyota on their school system and just that whole area is tremendous, and that's why they have what they have, and they've been able to bring people in. Shot again for Willie, looking to pick up a long first down. He's going to throw outside, up to Hill, tipped out and over, and good coverage by number 8 for Gibson Southern. Hill had a chance, but I don't know if he could have brought that down in bounds. So the Hatchets a quick 3 and out, giving that powerful Gibson Southern offense the ball once again.
6 minutes still to go in the first quarter of play, too. Gibson Southern leading 14-0 on the A&R Home Center scoreboard. Dwayne Shake with Mark Myers under the Friday Night Lights tonight. Glad you could join us for Hatchet Football here on WAMW. Thanks to Jimbo's Pizza, our tailgate sponsor. Gave out 10 larges again.
Uh-oh. That snap's going over the head. He's got to get on it. Just fall on it.
He still has it.
Instead, Gibson Southern falls on it, so that's going to be 6 points. On the high snap, went right over the kicker or the punter's head. He tried to get down, he tried to pick it up, but not able to, and Gibson Southern all over that, and that's a quick score right there, Dwayne.
Yep, I believe it was number 15, Mike's telling us, that landed on the ball for
Noah Bryant.
6
foot, 175 pounds.
So once again, we keep Brady Allen off the field. It's one way to do it.
Guess so.
But the Titans score another one. They're now up 20-0 with the extra point coming, and we've only played 6 minutes of football. Here comes the extra point. It's on the way. It's up. And
is that one wide?
Nope,
good. Kickers had a lot of opportunity to kick this year. They've put a lot of points. I think they're averaging like 40-some points a game right now, Dwayne. So they're halfway there.
They really are. And like I said, we're probably not going to see this first team a whole lot. Definitely not in the second half, Mark. And you think maybe the first half, but I don't even know if we'll see them through the whole first half.
I think we will, for the simple reason that Brady Allen hasn't had his hands on the ball. To be Mr. Football, you can't go out with a mediocre stat game of any game. You've got to get those stats up there to be in contention.
That's true.
I love watching the youth in the end zone out there playing and running their plays. They're setting up in their Hatchet jerseys down there. That's great to see.
Yeah, once again, we've got a good crowd on hand for tonight's football game. I want to thank our sponsors for bringing you the coverage. CPU Fix-Up, the computer experts on Main Street, downtown Washington. Bill Dobson Ford, a Dobson deal is a better deal. And Ace's Restaurant inside the Washington Country Club, closed until September 15th on vacation. But they'll return with great steaks and more. September 15th at Ace's in the Washington Country Club. Helsley back to kick it once again with a big boot. Here we go.
Boy, and that is a deep one. That's probably going to be a touchback. Yep. Into the end zone. So we'll get the ball starting at the 20.
21-0 in favor of Gibson Southern as the Hatchets come out. One thing we do want to see, Mark, is we don't want to see a goose egg on that board. Let's see if we can get one through tonight.
That would be a positive. That would be a win for sure. 6:09 again left to go in the first quarter. All Gibson Southern right now 21-0.
Big weekend next weekend. The Montgomery Turkey Trot at the Montgomery Ruetzen Park. And the White River Valley Antique Show at the Davies County Fairgrounds in Elnora. So lots of visitors in Davies County for a huge weekend for tourism. Always look forward to those events. Here's Connor Woolley.
He goes back up under center this time. Cook's in the backfield. Perkins, the fullback, in front of him. Hands it off to Perkins as the first man through. And Perkins with the quick hitter. Going to pick up positive yards. Not a lot, but he did move the ball forward. Give him, Judge is saying 2nd and 9.
Chase likes to get his hands on the ball. He wants the ball. You got to like that about him. He is a force. He's just going up against a wall with this Gibson Southern defense.
Yeah, this is a very good defense for sure. Again, power eye for the Hatchets. Woolley will go up under center. Perkins in front of Cook again. Woolley turns. This time gives the ball to Cook, and he is just swamped as soon as he gets that ball. Way too many Gibson Southern players in that backfield. We've run into a buzzsaw tonight, Dwayne. I like seeing Woolley go to the air. We had some good success with that. Had that nice first down. I'd like to see him have him put it back up in the air. What do we got to lose?
Ole Krager is a good target if he can break free, but I can bet you that Titan defense has already made the adjustments on him, so he may not get that open again.
Woolley's back up under center, staying with that eye backfield right now. He's dropping back. Going to be a little throw out to Cook at the flat. And Cook is going to be tackled and thrown out of bounds for a loss of about a yard. It's going to bring up 4th and another punting situation, Dwayne.
Yep. Titans are going to get good field position once again here as they lead 21-0 and get the ball back.
Let's hope we settle down and get a good snap on this one. We don't need to put one over the head. Oliver Rowe again, the punter. This time a good snap. Kick trying to get it out of bounds. It's going to be a short punt. Does take a nice row. Excuse me. It's going to roll out at the 42.
Oliver's not a big guy, but give him credit, though. He's stepping in and doing a nice job. Coach Morris mentioned him in the postgame report last week, having to step up, and he's not afraid to do that. And got a good boot on that one. Got it out of bounds, so we're still in Hatchet territory now as the ball rests at about the 43-yard line for the Titans.
Here comes Brady Allen and his boys. Allen's just a good-looking kid, isn't he? The way he carries, has been a fan of Peyton Manning for some time. He's in the shotgun. He's looking out to the flat. Closing quickly, though, on that is number 2.
Aldridge,
but he breaks out. I look down to get the number, and he breaks away from Aldridge and is able to go for a first down. Aldridge played it great. He needs some backup.
Caden Hurlis with the reception there. He's a senior, 180 pounds, 6'1", and a good second push there gave him the first down.
Gibson Southern running the no huddle, so they're really pushing the Hatchets, forcing the action quickly. Shotgun again. Handoff this time. Trying to find, that's number 2 with the ball, breaking through out to the right hoe. Going to pick up some positive yards. Going to be another first down, as there's just no stopping these Titans this evening.
Sean DeLong is a sophomore, 5'11", 180. He found a good gap there, pushed it right up and through for another first down.
This no huddle is going to wear this Hatchet defense out quickly. Brady Allen now sprints out to the left, trying to find somebody. He finds a man finally open in the flat. That's number 11. Takes it out of bounds. Oh, touchdown.
Touchdown goes to Braden Malone, 5'9", 165.
He did run out of bounds, but not until he scored 6.
That's another senior.
27 points now on the board, 338. Gibson Southern team's just making the Hatchets look 2 or 3 steps slow. .338 again left to go in the first.
Boy, Malone's got a bunch of targets to go to, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
Didn't matter which side of the field.
Here's the extra point. Up and good.
Another good extra point. Spears is good 4 for 4 on the extra points. 3:38 to go in the first quarter. It's all Gibson Southern. They lead 28-0 on the A&R Home Center scoreboard. We'll return to Hatchet Hollow right after this quick timeout. Welcome back to Hatchet Hollow as the Titans will kick it off once again. The big kicker, Rory Helsley, senior, set to boot it one more time, and he does have a good kick. Hatchets on offense have gained no yards, I believe.
No,
Mike, I think we might be in negative yards.
If not, we're very, very close.
So Gibson Southern has started with excellent field position every time.
Last kick was a touchback. This one's going to be a high end over end. Aldridge with a chance. He's going to get it. That's a 2. He's at the 10, 15, and slobber knockered at about the 12-yard line.
Might have been better just to let that one go.
I think I would have let that one roll in the end zone.
Give him credit, though. He wasn't afraid. He took it right up at him.
He's getting up slow. He took quite a shot right there. He's up, though.
3:31 left in the first quarter. Titans 28. Washington nothing on the A&R Home Center scoreboard. Hatchet football tonight brought to you by the Goodwin Seavers Funeral Home on State Street, Washington. Purdue Farms in Washington, a proud corporate member of our community, proud to support our athletes. And Memmering Farms and Memmering Ag Services.
Saw Scott Arthur down there from Memmering Farms manning the band booth.
Yep, he always is a big part of the band, president of the Boosters, and does a great job there.
Couldn't do this without our sponsors.
Hatchets are in the huddle now. They bring the play out and get set to line it up.
Starting on their own 13-yard line. This time we're going to put Woolley in the shotgun. Cameron Cook's the lone back in the backfield. We got trips to the left. Let's see if he tries to pick one of those guys up. Pressured out. He's trying to find a man. He puts it up there, and that's the receiver quits, and it's an interception. Oh, my. Wyatt Owens just did not realize the play was still going. He thought that the quarterback, Woolley, was tackled and stopped, and next thing we know, Gibson Southern interception.
Drew Foster right on top of it, and he was all alone there. So actually, it might have been a blessing in disguise because we could be 3 and out and deeper into our own territory. At least they're going to start back about where we would punt it, or where we have punted it. Mark, I'm trying to find positives here tonight, buddy. That's what I'm here for. I'm the color man.
You're a half glass or half full glass for sure.
I'm stretching here tonight.
It's just we're against a better team. Brady Allen, this time again, believe it or not, looking to the air. He's got a man wide open, 81.
Anybody he wants.
And they is going to go in, hit a second time, but not before the touchdown, 41-yard touchdown throw from Brady Allen. And there's just guys wide open everywhere. It's going to be a long, tough night for these Hatchets, but they're still giving the effort, but it's just they're overmatched, Dwayne.
Caden Hurlis there with the reception, and 6 more for the Titans. Allen's only had to run maybe 6-7 plays for 4, now 5 touchdowns.
Well, one of them was that kick return. So Allen's arm hasn't gotten all of them, but the majority.
Good point. This one may be no good on the extra point, though.
Nope.
No, it is good.
It's a tough angle from up here to tell.
Yeah, it is. So another good extra point. He's connected on 5 of them, and it's 35-0. Mike Myers helping us with stats tonight from the Washington Times-Herald. The Hatchets are minus 17 on offensive yards.
That's what I was afraid of.
We'll be back with more from Hatchet Hollow right after this quick timeout on WAMW. Back at Hatchet Hollow, here comes another kickoff for the Gibson Southern Titans as they lead 35-0 on the A&R Home Center scoreboard.
Scarily with 3:10 left to go in the first quarter.
It will be a running clock for the second half.
Tell you, our drums are beating the action, and the kicker's getting off on that. It's firing him up with our drums doing the cadence there.
It may be a running clock in the second quarter, actually, Mark. I think 35 is the points where they start the running clock.
Aldridge knocks it down. He picks it up at the 6, looking to cut across. He's at the 10, the 12, and that's where he's going to be stopped.
He had a new one back that time. I believe that was number 8,
Logan
Hill.
Logan Hill that time back. Well, Aldridge took a pretty good shot that last return, so that's the substitution.
3 minutes left to go first quarter. Titans 35, Washington nothing on the A&R Home Center scoreboard. Hatchet football on WAMW brought to you by the Washington Chrysler Center in downtown Washington. Ram Power Days in full swing. Good selection of Ram trucks now in stock at Washington Chrysler. And Williams Brothers Healthcare Pharmacy, a proud supporter of the Hatchets tonight. Williams Brothers is your hometown pharmacy team. We've yet to have the ball on offense in Gibson Southern territory.
Willie with 2 backs this time, Hill and Cook, and they do a little, it's a halfback pass. He's got a man wide open, number 2. Right through the hands. That should have been a catch. Daggone it. That one was called. Aldridge drops it. He was wide. Second 9, he's going to try a play action pass, but there's, again, just get.
Yeah, it's on first quarter. We have now played 35 minutes of football for a 12-minute clock.
So the Titans are averaging over a point a minute right now.
Kick is up and good for Spear one more time. He has 6 good extra points. And it's 42-0 in favor of Gibson Southern.
Hatchets with another opportunity for kickoff return. Aldridge looks like he's going back out there. We got to coach him up. If he's standing on the 2-yard line, get the heck away from it.
Let her go.
Yep.
Let her go.
W looks a lot better out here. That talking up here in the booth earlier, and I said last week when they were laying the stencil out to put the W on there, it was on there for like 8 minutes, and it killed the grass in that big square in that that terrible, terrible heat last week. So that's why the W. So they did at least paint it black, and because you can see underneath the black, there's some green grass still there, and all around the W, it's dead from the stencil. About like us up here last week in the booth, we were nearly dead from the heat.
We were dead from the heat.
While we're waiting for the kickoff, Dwayne, I also want to give a shout out for referees for our youth league in dire need of certified referees. I think they're willing even to take non-certified. If you're interested in earning $100 on a Sunday, give them a shout. High end over end kick. This time Aldridge is going to get it at about the 8, 10. Now he's at the 15, 20, makes a nice cut, 25, 30. He's out on his own, 40. He's got one man to beat. Does a spin out of bounds, but a great run back that time by Aldridge. The kicker, number 80, has to make the play. First time all night tonight we've gotten into Gibson Southern territory, and that was a nice run with nice blocking, Dwayne.
I like that kid. I tell you, Mark, I like him. I like his enthusiasm. I like the fact that he's not afraid. He's not a big boy at all in stature. What's he listed at?
He reads the lanes very well, too. He finds that lane and tries to tuck up in there and go, and that's what you've got to be able to do.
5'9", 150 pounds, if that.
We're stretching it, but we'll go with it.
48 yards for Aldridge on the return, so that does put the Hatchets in positive yardage on offense.
Shotgun
almost, or close anyway.
Shotgun for Woolley. Perkins is right behind him. 3 receivers to the left. Breaks another, but then
they close in quick.
Knock him down for about a 5, maybe 6-yard loss.
Ooh, they close in quick.
Yeah.
You thought Woolley might break free there for a moment, but no can do.
We need to kind of toss that play for the night, Dwayne. I'm sorry to say. We can't get Woolley hurt as he comes out now. There's just no run room. They get too much penetration to try to run a play like that. We just aren't going to get him outside.
Jamison Dwyer is going to come in and see what he can do now, calling the shots for the Hatchets. First time we get a chance to see him behind center.
And I talked to Coach about that. I thought he might mix it up last week and didn't, but now he's got him in here now. High backfield's going to be a timeout for the Hatchets again. Or no, that's a quarter.
Into the quarter. Woo! We made it through. First quarter in the books on the A&R Home Center scoreboard. Gibson Southern 42, the Hatchets nothing. We'll be back with more from Hatchet Hollow right after this on WAMW. Ready for the second quarter of action after a marathon first quarter. All Gibson Southern. They lead 42-0 on the A&R Home Center scoreboard.
Judge sitting here talking to him. He goes 168, and I go, what? He goes 168, and I, what are you talking about? If they scored 42 every quarter, we'd have the score would be 168. Ooh, well, that's really staggering to think about.
42 points, but they ran only 12 plays.
Wow.
For 161 yards. Again, thanks to Mike Myers for the stats tonight. But, of course, they had the one touchdown on the high snap.
Backfield Willie was in again at quarterback. He came back in. I think he just got the breath knocked out of him last time. Pitched it to Cook, trying to find running room off to the right. He's going to be stopped. Going to bring up a 3rd and 14. The ball still in Titan territory on the 47.
McAllister Machinery, a proud sponsor tonight. Also Myers LP Gas at Highway 57 north of Washington. And Pepsi, the official soft drink of the Washington Hatchets. Halftime show, we'll have our Commissioner's Corner with IHSAA Commissioner Paul Neidig. A week in high school sports coming up during the Hatchet Halftime Report.
Is that Dwyer? And I can't tell who the quarterback is.
No, it's Woolley.
Woolley stays in the shotgun. He's going to throw. He's got a man out in the flat, and he is hit immediately. He had it for a second, but he was hit and taken down. Holy Krager, but he had a man right in his face and was able to knock the ball. So we're going to look at another punting situation for the Hatchets as number 21 Rowe comes back in for another punt.
Ole Krager was the intended receiver there, but couldn't pull it in. Had lots of pressure. Hatchet Golden Pride Band will be the halftime entertainment.
Outside, heard him coming down the walkway, getting ready to play. Band people put a lot of work in.
Yes, they do. They really do.
Wyatt Owens comes in.
3 seconds, 2 1.
Here comes Davidson.
And here comes a penalty.
Yeah, we've got to be alert. We've got to be watching that play clock. Hatchet's running some players in late, so that's going to move it back 5.
We're kind of out of this game right now, Mark, and it's kind of getting to our heads a little bit at this point. That's something that can't happen.
You can say it can't happen, but when you're down 42-0 in the second quarter, it's kind of tough.
It's hard. So
just keep the effort up.
42-0. Oliver Rowe back to kick it one more time. Low snap. Gets it off, though. Nice boot.
This is a good boot. Going to wave away. Does take a Hatchet bounce. Still in bounds, and a nice row that time. Going to go inside to 20 down to about the 16. So great row by Rowe.
Absolutely. Oliver Rowe, he's had a lot of chances tonight on the punting team, and he's just a freshman, 5'9", 135 pounds. Put a big boot on that. And it looked at
nice bounce and came back onto the field of play.
11 minutes exactly on the clock for the first half.
Bradown keeps the ball on the ground this time, something we haven't seen. The man breaks wide out into the open. That's number, was it 2? Ooh, he's up, though. That was a nasty-looking fall. That was number 2 for Gibson Southern with the nice hole right up the middle. Sean DeLong, 5'11", 180-pound running back. He's a junior. And last week, Dwayne, we couldn't figure out what the 13 was for Crawford County on some of these players. And in Kentucky, you got an extra year to play. You didn't have to go to school, but you had an extra year to come back and play football. And they were full of players like that. Brady Allen looks out, and he's got a lot of receivers here. He's going to pick up a nice block. Number 80 has breaking out. 20, 15 finally taken out. That's Hill coming up. Or excuse me, not Hill. Wyatt Owens comes out to stop him from going in for the touchdown. I tell you, it looked like he had 30 receivers out there the way everybody was going in different directions.
He does.
And he has his choices.
He's got some big targets. That Rory Helsley is a senior, 6'4", 200 pounds. And he's been the receiver quite a bit, recipient of some good passes.
Hatchets' defense really worn out now. 13, handoff to number 13. He's trying to get some running room outside, and he's going to be in for the touchdown.
There's another score. Adrian Lukeman, the senior, 6'3", 210, runs that one in. So 48-0 now with the extra point coming up. 10-13 left in the first half of play. All Gibson Southern tonight.
Going to ice this kicker's leg down.
He hasn't missed yet tonight. Should I say that again?
You can say it, I suppose so. 10-13 in the second. All Titans, 48-0. High and perfectly through the uprights.
It's another score for Gibson Southern. 49-0 now on the A&R Home Center scoreboard. Washington with the lead.
Another offensive opportunity for the Hatchets. See if Aldridge can get another good return.
Well, thanks to more of our sponsors, the Crane Federal Credit Union, banking on a Hatchet victory. Heller's Country Garden on State Street in Washington. Edley Mortuary, caring for you when you need the care the most. And Davies Community Hospital and the Core Center on Main Street, downtown Washington. Halftime show coming up, presented by D2B Pest Control. D2B Pest Control of Southern Indiana means death to bugs. First half stats, as well as the Commissioner's Corner on the halftime show. Unfortunately, not a lot of positive stats for the Hatchets.
No, it's been a tough night.
Once again, Helsley will step back to kick it.
Another guy's going to need to ice that leg down.
Well, we talk a lot about Brady Allen, and that's kind of the downside to playing with a D1 player like Brady Allen.
Kick's going to go out of bounds, so we're going to get...
Helsley should be getting a lot of looks. He may be the other D1 receiver we were talking about earlier. They've got a few of them that could be D1.
Yep, this is definitely a powerful, powerful team. Ball's going to be Hatchet ball on their own 35 after the kick going out of bounds.
Let's get that goose egg off the board. I'd love to see that.
We talked about what the Titans are averaging point-wise. They've reached their point average and over it, I believe, here early in this second quarter.
10-13 to go. Yeah, they have simply been in control. They're number 1 in 3A for a reason. This team is the real deal.
Yep.
And look at the sideline, too. Look at the numbers they've got.
That number 43 there, linebacker, 6'2", 250-pound middle linebacker. Hand off to Perkins. Perkins this time with a hoe. Breaks out and sees some nice yardage.
Good job.
About a 7-yard gain.
They've had his number tonight, but he did a nice job breaking through the gap there, getting good positive yards.
Ruben Gutierrez with a nice block to be able to free him up that time. Going to bring up a 2nd and 4 from the 42 as we're under 10 minutes to go in the first half.
Let's stress again, what a crowd. Look off to our left, Mark. These stands are full tonight.
Yep. We've got community support for sure and definitely appreciate it. Willie up under center with the I backfield. Power I goes to Perkins again. Perkins is hit quickly and this time going to be drawn.
Just can't do it twice in a row. We have success with it. We like to go back to it, but you just can't do it twice in a row.
Dropped him for about a yard loss.
They're going to make the adjustment on it the second time around.
3rd and 5. Judge calls it 3rd and 4 as they changed it up on the scoreboard, and what a nice new scoreboard we do have. 18 seconds now on the play clock. Hatchets breaking the huddle. Aldridge split wide to the right. Eye backfield again for Woolley up under the center. Tries the hard count, doesn't get it. It's going to hand to Perkins as a second man through. Breaks one tackle, tries to break another, but there is 1, 2, 3 Titans right on top of Perkins after he straight arms the first Titan down to the ground.
For every bit of positive yardage he gained on that first run, he's starting to slowly lose it back.
4th and 6 from the 39-yard line. They're going to leave Woolley in and go for it on 4th down. What do you got to lose when you're down this deep? So why not try to pick up a first down here? Clock continues to run, 8:24. Hatchets break the huddle. Here goes Woolley up under center. High backfield again. Fakes to Perkins, tries to play action. Woolley's going to look out. He's got to get rid of that. High end over end. This could be caught, and it is caught. A beautiful catch. He stepped out of, I was going to say, he did step out of bounds, and we were going to get a huge break right there. But an early Krager with a nice catch, and he fought for that ball. He was well covered. He stopped, came back for it, made an excellent catch.
You're going to hear a lot from this kid. I promise you're going to hear a lot from this kid in the future years. Ole tried to walk the tightrope, and I thought just by chance the official might let it go. It's 49-0.
Well, the front official saw it, back official didn't, or did see it, not the front one, and his flag did come out. But, hey, that's a first down.
Yes, it is.
First one of the first half, I believe.
It is.
Yep.
First one of the first half.
High backfield. Oh, that one. Fullback move for the Hatchets.
8:04 to play, first half.
Going to move it back 5 yards. Going to move it back to the 34. So it's going to bring up a 1st and 15. That's a good throw by Woolley.
I think you'd call that the Hail Mary.
Kind of was
he
one.
He just ran back and let her go.
And he took a shot at the end of that, so good to see how tough he is staying in there.
That was good for Krager, too, to battle and get position off his defender.
Krager's at fullback now, eye backfield. It's going to go to Perkins, second man through, trying to bounce it out to the right, and there's no room, Dwayne.
We have no running room at all.
We cannot get inside. We cannot get outside. This defense is just closing down. And, you know, the line doing their best, but they're just getting beat physically by a better team. And that wears you down.
49-0 again in favor of the Titans. We got 7:35 left to go the first half of play.
2nd and 14. The ball again at the 35-yard line. Woolley's had a little bit of success here in the air, and he's going to go into the shotgun. I like that. 2 receivers to each side. Here comes a man in motion. That's Aldridge from right to left. Comes a quick pass out to number 8 for the Hatchets, Logan Hill, but nobody fooled there. That's going to be another about a 4-yard loss as Gibson Southern was all over that play as it developed just a bit slowly.
Hill's a little slow to get up, too. So 3rd and forever, unfortunately for the Hatchets. The ball lays on the 39-yard line. It is in Gibson Southern territory, though, after the excellent reception from Krager.
See if we can find a little of that magic again right here. Shotgun for Woolley, puts Krager in motion across from left to right. Woolley's getting some pressure. He's going to tuck it up, try to run it, try to get positive yards, but pocket closes quickly as every receiver out there was covered. There was no one to go to.
Titans stepped it up after giving that first down.
Yeah, there wasn't a receiver that had an inch in between them. It just seems like the Hatchets are starting to really wear down physically right now.
6 minutes left to play in the first half. Again, it's all Gibson Southern tonight. Top-ranked team in 3A. Came on a mission, and they are fulfilling that mission as they are in control here tonight and against a much younger Hatchet squad.
They're clicking on all cylinders. They were last week against Columbus North. Columbus North known to be a powerhouse. Beat them 43-20. Well, he goes across, and a beautiful throw and catch Wyatt Owens pulls that down, ran a beautiful pattern, really saw him, and completed on a 4th and 20.
Short.
Oh, 4. Ah.
Just short.
Oh.
Oh, boy. Such a nice play, and it's just...
Oh, man, I thought he had the
Give
first.
him the spot. You know.
Nicely played, though. I like Hill going up and fighting for that ball, coming down with the completion. Good play.
Just give him the spot.
Yeah, well, there ain't no gimme. Sorry, Dwayne. Doesn't happen.
Excellent play, though. Yeah, that was a nice. It was actually Wyatt Owens, I believe. I think that was Wyatt Owens that brought that one in.
Yes, it was.
But he did a nice job. He had a lot of pressure, pulled that in. It just needed a little bit more, but we turn it over back to the Titans.
Brady Allen, he's getting ready to go the air again. Thrown out into the flat, finds a man wide open. That's number 7. Breaks one tackle, trying to come across the grain. One of the Hatchets with a hold on him, drags him down. Nice play that time. Who was that? What number was that? Turn here. 30?
Yes.
Sam Mattis, junior, 6 foot, made the nab from behind and pulled him down.
5 minutes left. This second quarter moving a little quicker than the first.
Completed pass at 35 to number 14. He's going to get out of bounds. Tackled by Davidson St. Clair and number 36, Tanner Blevins.
Good to see Tanner in the lineup tonight.
5:05 left to go in the first half. All Titans 49-0. Shotgun again for Brady Allen. Hands off to that first man through. Huge hole that time for him to get up and take off on.
I know Tanner's grandma's in the crowd tonight. And his mom, I saw my Aunt Debbie here watching Tanner Blevins play and getting the varsity start tonight. Tanner can actually quarterback if need be, too.
Allen again back in the shotgun to look out to the flat. No, he finds a man right across the middle on a rare miss by Brady Allen.
I think that's his first incomplete pass tonight. It is.
I watched him in warm-ups, and it was just beautifully thrown, just time after time after time.
How many has he completed, Mike? 10. So he's 10 out of 11 in the air. That's not bad.
No.
You talked about getting some good stats for Mr. Football. That's pretty good.
Definitely. Hatchets staying in that 4-3. Handoff this time goes to number 13 for the Titans, and a good tackle that time after a bit of a gain. Getting up a little bit slow. Who was that?
I think it's, it's Logan Hill.
Logan Hill. Man, that number's hard to see for an old guy.
This is the first third down I think Gibson Southern's had tonight. Let's see if we can get a stop here.
Allen's going to stay in the shotgun, look for the quick out, cross plan. Look at all those blockers down there ready to block. And number 14 for Titans makes a little move, and he's going to be in for the touchdown.
4:07 left, another score for Gibson Southern.
Here's the flag, and I'm going to guess this flag, Dwayne. They're going to call a block in the back against the Titans, but they had guys down the field early. They had too big of a line of linemen down there to block for that receiver right after he caught the ball.
It's going to be the first penalty of the night against the Titans. They played a clean ball game. So the touchdown is negated, and they're going to have to try it again. That'll be a third and... they're going way back.
Yeah, it was a 10-yarder.
Right to the about the original line of scrimmage, so a 3rd and 10. Once again, no huddle for Gibson Southern. They're right back at it.
Trips to the left, single receiver to the right. Brady Allen's going to do a play action to the left, throws it across his body and perfectly thrown. Completion to pick up that first down, and then some, about a 20-yard pass completion that time for Brady Allen. Going to bring a first down. Ball's going to be on the 26-yard line. Still in this first half. 3:59 to go. Titans, 49-0.
Never phased at all after that penalty. Right back under center, and here we go.
Well, and this no-huddle offense has really, really worn the Hatchets defense down. They've been on the field a ton tonight, and they're just really physically worn down. You can see they're just gasping for air out there, Dwayne.
Gibson Southern running the play clock down to about 3 now. Brady gets it off.
Brady Allen with a rare run, makes a fake, still on his feet, an opportunity to hit a D1, see if you're going to do it. Still on his feet, breaking tackles, not wanting to go down. Look at that, Dwayne. Whoa, they blew him dead, or he just broke that last tackle.
Yeah,
well, if they didn't blow him dead right there, he did a little early here. He just broke out of that when he was walking in. Hopefully that'll be the icing on the cake this half, and we won't see Brady Allen in the second.
3:21 left to go. It's a first and goal now for the Titans. They try to build on the 49-0 lead. Approaching 3 minutes left in the first half.
Going to roll out to the left, quick hitter out, and that's going to be in for the score. 6 more go on the board for the Titans.
Extra point coming up for the Titans as they now lead 55-0 on the A&R Home Center scoreboard.
3:01 left to go in this first half. I get overtime pay? Forgot to ask.
Not much to say on this one tonight. Just a number 1 team in 3A for a good reason. Extra point is good. 56-0 now. We'll take a quick timeout and return to Hatchet Hollow right after this on WAMW. Back here at Hatchet Hollow, Dwayne Shake with Mark Myers as the Titans kick it off once again. Leading 56-0, 3:01 left to go in the first half on the A&R Home Center scoreboard. Thanks for joining us under the Friday Night Lights tonight. It's been the Gibson Southern show. Again, nothing short of what we expected. We knew what we faced with this team. Looking over at the Gibson Southern sidelines, you see Brady Allen looking at the play, the recap of the play over there. They got the TV screen. I mean, that's as real as it gets. That's college pro-level stuff right there.
It is.
Pretty impressive.
Kickoff is a deep one, but it's picking up. And is that Aldridge again? I couldn't tell. Dwayne.
Yeah, it is Aldridge.
Makes a nice over return, gets out to the 24. Yeah, Dwayne, we've got the number 1 team in 3A facing a very young, inexperienced Hatchet team, and that's potential for a blowout just like what we have. But again, the effort's still out there. The Hatchets haven't hung their heads. They're still trying to play hard. They're just worn out and beat up.
I mean, the players over there on the Titan sideline, they're rewinding. I can see the screen from here. They're rewinding so these Titan players can see exactly what they need to prove on for the next time they're on the field. It's that huddle software that they have, which Washington has it too. It's just technology is amazing, all the way down to the high school level anymore.
Shotgun for Willie. Perkins is in the backfield. There goes a man in motion. That's Aldridge. Fake to Aldridge. Willie's going to try to find some running room out to the right side and lost about, or maybe got back to the line of, nope, lost a yard. Thought he might have got back to the line of scrimmage, but going to bring up a 2nd and 11 from the 23. Just like you mentioned, Dwayne, the huge numbers that Gibson Southern has over there on the sidelines. Stretches the entire length of their fans. Farther than that, if they'd spread out, they're kind of in a bunch here, bunch here, bunch here.
Well, and it goes back to success. A successful program will breed numbers, and you know, if you're a Gibson Southern student, you want to play on this team.
See that little quarter or halfback pass again. Fooled them a minute ago. Another trying a quick little run off, but Gibson Southern giving nothing, taking it away, actually.
Cameron Cook, again, the
lost about 3, going to bring up a 3rd and 13.
He got the handoff on that. Had nowhere to go with it, unfortunately. halftime show coming up from D2B Pest Control of Southern Indiana. Call D2B Pest Control. Bill will get rid of those pesky, unwanted friends. D2B Pest Control means death to bugs.
Play clock ticking down. 5, 4. We got to snap it. Got to snap it, guys. There, he gets it away. Willie throws it. Tries a quick little hitter out in the flat. It looks like it might have been thrown to Aldridge, but he was chopped down. Might have picked up a yard, possibly. Going to bring up a 4th and forever. 4th and about 13. Punting team's coming in again.
Let's try to run this clock out here.
Yeah, I'd take every bit of this and call the timeout and then kick again. Or then kick it, excuse me. We don't want Brady Allen to touch the ball again, but odds are he's going to.
It will be a continuous clock in the second half.
Punt away and high. That's a nice end-over-end kick. Fair
Good
catch
job.
is called for.
Oliver Rowe, the more he gets a chance to do it, unfortunately, he's getting a lot of chances to do it tonight. But the better he's getting, keep in mind that's just a young freshman back there.
Gibson Southern's going to take over in Hatchet territory. They fair caught it. I'm anxious to see if they're more than likely looks like, yep. True sportsmanship, Dwayne, right here. They're going to take a knee and go in at halftime with this big lead. Quality sportsmanship out of a quality team, right?
Yeah, they are. They're the real deal, and we want to give them all the credit. I mean, that's just hard work. That's weight room, and that's a D1 quarterback and potential couple of D1 receivers there, plain and simple. So now the play clock, the game clock will run out before the play clock expires, and that's going to do it for the first half. Halftime here at Hatchet Hollow. On the A&R Home Center scoreboard, at the half, it's the Washington Hatchets trailing the Gibson Southern Titans 56-0. Halftime show is coming up. On our halftime show, brought to you by D2B Pest Control, we will have the Commissioner's Corner, the first half stats, and much more. Stick around. You're listening to Washington Hatchet Football on WAMW.
boys did a nice job in sports throughout the years.
Perkins runs the play in now for Washington.
I don't think he ran it in. He ran in to get into the play.
Good point, yeah. I thought he was running it in, but he's just...
Uh-oh, we got to get a guy off the field here, and hustles off.
And he does.
Shotgun, 2 receivers on each side, 1 in the slot on each side. Here comes a man in motion. Willie's going to fake it to him, take it out around the right side, makes a little stop and go.
Got some running room over there. Oh, all the way over in the sidelines there.
Now, was that Willie or was that Jamison?
It was Willie.
Okay.
They got good positive yards on that, probably picking up about, 5?
Oh, the number 1 team in 3A doesn't have their number 1 defense in there, and that's a good thing. That's going to give the Hatchets a real opportunity to actually get something and run something now.
Cameron Cook comes back in now for Perkins.
Perkins comes to the sidelines.
Clock continues to run, 10:45 left in the third quarter.
2nd and 5 from the 40. Willie's going to stay in shotgun. There goes that man in motion, fakes it. Willie's going to go right back to that same play, trying to go the well a second time. And he does pick up some positive yards, pushes forward, and that first down for Connor Willie with a nice little run. Looked like he was stopped in the backfield, but was able to find some extra yards and move those chains, Dwayne.
Yep, first down, Washington. Second first down of the night for the Hatchets. That will all belong to Connor Woolley.
Hatchets coming out with some energy in this second half, which is a good sign when you're down this deep against such a tough team. They came out ready to play this second half. Well, he's going to stay in the shotgun. I think that's a good thing. 1 man in the backfield. Here goes that man in motion left to right again. Hands off to him. It's that Krager, and Krager still on his feet, fights forward, is going to get back to the line of scrimmage. Nicely played by the Gibson Southern defense, but Krager not going to be taken down by that first man.
Oh, he's an athlete. Played a little soccer, playing football, very good baseball player, and just a sophomore. So you'll see a lot more from that youngster.
In my day, which was a long time ago, we played soccer and PE like once a year. And now what a program.
Absolutely. For a second and about 9 now for the Hatchets, still
staying in that shotgun.
In their own territory at about the 47.
Here goes Aldridge in motion. Handoff to Perkins, second man through. Positive yardage. Picks up about 3, might possibly 4. We'll give him 3. Going to bring up a 3rd and 6. Ball's on the 50-yard line, so nose right at Gibson Southern territory.
Once again, the second team in for the Titans. Another classy move by the program coach, Nick Hart.
And a smart move. You know, they got a huge game coming up next week. Brady Allen's got his stats in. Let's get these other kids in. These kids are the kids that are going to be playing next year or somebody goes down. Fake handoff. Perkins gets the ball on the outside, turns the corner, picks up another first down. Nice gain as Perkins moves the pile. First down again for the Hatchets. Duplicated our first half total. Faked off to that first man through as he was in motion. Handed off to Perkins, and Perkins barreled it up to pick up the first down. 1st and 10 from the 42. Running clock has us at 8:18 left to go in the third quarter.
That was a good second effort.
It was. Willie stays in the shotgun. There goes Aldridge in motion. He gets the ball. Aldridge waits for the blocker. Perkins makes up the cut.
Oh.
Whoa, hello.
Well, that was a slobber knocker.
Hello.
It ain't going to phase Aldridge at all, but, man, he took a hit.
Good sportsmanship by the guy that's put that slobber knocker on him to help him up. I was educating some of these kids on what a slobber knocker really was.
Yeah.
They got a kick out of that.
We haven't had a chance to call out the slobber knocker too much yet.
Had one last week with Davidson's hit, but
we prefer them to be on our side.
Yeah, we kind of ignore the ones from the other side. Trips to this side this time. Man does not go in motion. Willie's going to look to the air, finds a man across the middle, and that one is up and intercepted. Gibson Southern with some running room. He's at the 50, makes a cut. 40, one man to take him down, and they're going to get him forced out of bounds. Finally, Willie making the tackle, puts a little extra on it because of the frustration, but darn it, Dwayne. Good drive stalled right there.
Yep, very unfortunate.
So Gibson Southern will take over deep in Hatchet territory. Ball's going to be marked at the 35-yard line. 6:54 on the running clock now. As we thought, Brady Allen's done for the evening. Trips to the left now.
Some running room on the far side, and boy, he swerves back, and he's going to go in for a score.
Wow, too easy there.
Wow.
Too easy there.
He had a wide open field, 35 yards for the score.
That Hatchet defense is just worn out from being on the field all night long.
Devin Roberts, 5'11", 175. I say that's his first run of the season, and he gets a score with it.
Wow. Big Ho opened up. He cut back across the grain and in for 6.
62-0 Gibson Southern. Extra point coming up.
Well, the Hatchets will get the ball back quickly, but that's not the way we want to get it back.
They needing a kicker. Not sure why wouldn't the clock start or what we got going on.
That was dead ball because of the touchdown, but you would think they would blow it in there. You wouldn't think they would just wait forever for a kicker to get out here.
That's okay with me.
They're waiting.
Judge is good with that, but the clock stopped, Judge.
They were waiting on a tee.
Oh, no, they're starting. Okay.
No, they're still running the clock.
All right. Then I'm okay with it too, Judge. Thanks.
They were waiting on a tee. 5:18 left to go in the third quarter. It is 62-0 in favor of Gibson Southern. Here comes the extra point.
Somebody got a hand on that. Nice penetration. We got a hand on that one. Got the block.
No good on the extra point.
No good. 5 minutes, 10 seconds remaining in the third quarter. The score is 62-0 in favor of Gibson Southern.
Tonight's game coverage presented in part by Davies Community Hospital and the Core Center. Misty Petro is the trainer for Hatchet Athletics, does a fantastic job. Thanks to the DCH Core Center for providing the athletic trainers for our sporting teams. Titans will kick it off.
Let's get a good run back here. But it'd be nice to run one all the way back.
Still no score for the Hatchets. We need that goose egg off the board. Let's see if we can do it here.
Had a little bit of a drive that last series, but the interception stopped that, turned the ball over, gave them Gibson Southern, and it didn't take them long to march down and put more points on the board. Hatchet's yet to stop a drive on Gibson Southern. Crowd sticking right with these Hatchets, though, Dwayne.
Yeah, they are. Enjoying a beautiful Friday night. Weather is perfect tonight.
Kicker getting ready.
There's the kick.
Short kick. Somebody needs to get on it. Wilkinson Eldias gets it and picks it up. He's taken down quickly, though, at about the 26.
Nowhere to go with that one.
It's a live ball. You got to grab that dude quick. So Hatchets take over. Again, running clock under 5 minutes to go in the third. 1st and 10 from their own 27.
Third quarter's moved quickly with the clock continuing to run. Hatchets have it back here.
Get a little offense going here. Well, he stays in at quarterback, moving his receivers around. Willie Krager's going to go in the slot. Aldridge goes in, or excuse me, that I think is Memring number 3. Well, he's going to try to find some running room out on the left side. Finds a little bit, but then he's corralled and shucked down. Man that made the tackle, though, injured for Gibson Southern. Slow to get up. Willie picked up about 3. Going to bring up a 2nd and 7. Titan player finally up, shaking that knee a little bit. 2nd and 7. The ball rests on the 30-yard line. Now under 4 minutes to go. Amazing how fast that running clock goes. Hatchets break the huddle. Shotgun again for Willie. Chase Perkins remains in at fullback. There goes a man in motion. Krager. Here comes the reverse. Handoff to Aldridge. Memring, excuse me. The young freshman with a nice run. Picks up the first down. A lot of promise in that young man, Dwayne.
He's got quickness and speed, that's for sure. Ryland Memring wearing his brother's number, Gage, who graduated last year. Ryland just a freshman, but coach showing some confidence in him. He got a little bit of playing time last week, and like you said, he's showing a lot of promise. Future looking bright for that youngster.
Got to find a way to get him bigger.
Yeah, they're none of the Memmering boys are huge by any means, but they're quick. Got a lot of speed. Not afraid of anything, that's for sure.
Shotgun for Willie, looking across, trying to find somebody open. Is flushed out of the pocket now, trying to use his feet, and he's still on his feet. 45, still going, crosses into Titan territory. Nice cut, still on his feet, 40, and finally taken down. A nice run on the broken play by Willie to get down to the 36-yard line. No flag. I'm thinking, dang, there's probably a flag, and there it is.
Yep, way back here.
That one's going to come back. That's a shame. What did we talk about? How often a great play is negated by, oh, no, face mask. We'll take it. Personal foul, add 15. Whew.
So the
Good
Hatchets.
deal. I'm happy to eat those words, big boy.
Moving forward, yes, sir.
Connor Willie's gaining confidence in this. And, you know, he, for what he had to go up against that first half, did a fine job. One running back behind Willie. Looking to the air, trying to find a crossing route. Again, he's going to be flushed out. Cuts it up. Another nice move, 30. Oh, that ball's running out there. Did he hang on to it? That ball
got it.
That was carrying it out there pretty loose. That was close.
Willie's racking up some yards here in this third quarter.
He's getting flushed out. There's a lot of pressure, so he's really doing a nice job of finding those seams and getting some positive yards. 7-yard gain that time, going to bring up second.
He keeps looking to this near side, Mark, but there's just nobody here.
Yeah, they're really doing the defensive backs for Gibson Southern, really covering tightly.
So final minute ticking off the third quarter clock. 2nd 5 coming for the Hatchets.
Here comes that little reverse play again.
Memmering once again with the carry.
That's outside. He's got a nice cut up on the inside. He's at the 10, 5, another beautiful cut and into the end zone.
Touchdown!
Beautiful run by Memmering as the third quarter comes to a close.
Ryland Memmering.
We'll give him a 34-yard touchdown run, and what some really nice cuts, Dwayne.
Well, that boy's going to remember that. His first varsity touchdown right there.
And we're going to get to hear that bell, that Memmering improved bell.
Hatchet fans like it. So the goose egg is off the board.
And again, Dwayne, the cuts he made, the opening, I mean, they had him stopped. He knew cut right up to the inside, back out, and back in, and took really a nice touchdown run right there.
And he's got some speed.
Yes, he does.
A lot of quickness.
Thank goodness Courtney was fast.
That's the end of the third quarter.
Let's stay down here and go ahead and kick it.
Kick is up and blocked.
Short, yep, hands on.
No good.
I don't think anybody but the kicker and the center realized they were going to go ahead and go for it, but the referee goes, let's make it happen.
That's it for 3 quarters. We got one more left on the A&R Home Center scoreboard. Gibson Southern 62, Washington 6. We'll be back right after this on WAMW. Nate Strange with the kickoff, and they finally bring the Titan receiver down, but good positive yardage on the return for Gibson Southern. First and 10 now for the Titans. Running clock continues here at Hatchet Hollow. Washington trailing 62-6 if you're just joining us against the top-ranked Gibson Southern Titans. Hatchets get their first score. Rylan Memring with the punch-in.
And what an electrifying run that was. And you talk about this being the second string, but I'm thinking the second string of Gibson Southern's a pretty darn good second string.
Oh, yeah.
Handoff up the middle against the Hatchets defense. Picks up about 5. Second and 4, so they're going to give him 6. The ball's at the 44-yard line now. Hatchets defense again, Dwayne, has just been on this field a ton tonight.
Tanner Blevins with the stop there, once again getting his first action tonight.
Comes 2 guys out to the wide right. They're going to look to the air. Ball's thrown out into the flat and completed. Going to pick up the first down and move the chains for the Titans. Number 19 on the reception. Tackle by Davidson and also number 16, Jamison Dwyer. A lot of promise in that young man ahead of time, too. 10-13 left in the fourth. Titans are going to stay in the shotgun. 3 receivers to the right, 1 single one out here to the left, 1 man in the backfield, and it's going to be a fake. Quarterback's going to keep it and pull it out.
Flag on the play. That should be coming back, I believe.
Would have been a gain of about 5, but let's hope that'll come back. Waiting to see what, holding on Gibson Southern. So, move those chains and negate that positive yardage. Well, you think about a kid like Gage Brumley, his first start of the game going at nose guard against a number 1 offensive powerhouse in the state in 3A. And that's an initiation, isn't it, Dwayne?
Absolutely.
First and 10 from the, it's going to be first and about. Quarterback number 10 now has the ball busted up, and he's got some running room. Memring hits him and takes him down. Memring now in also on defense.
9 minutes left to go. Don't forget to join us for the Coach Joe Moore Show tomorrow morning live at Benji's. We'll recap this game and last week's game. We got 2 to talk about. Over breakfast at Benji's tomorrow, 8 a.m. on Saturday Morning Live with the Coach, Joe Morris.
Great breakfast, folks. I encourage you to come out.
Yes.
You never know, we might put you on the air.
That's right.
Under
Second
9.
3 for Titans.
Shotgun again, handoff to their second man through. Cuts it right up the middle. He's got some running room.
Boy, he does have the room, and there he goes. He's in for the score. Number 6 with the run on that. Michael Herring. 5'11", 165. He had a lot of speed.
Yeah, big hoe up there in the center. Found a lane and just off he goes to the races. 68 points now.
68-6. Extra point coming up for the Titans. We'll take a timeout and come back with more from Hatchet Hollow right after this on WAMW. we're back here at Hatchet Hollow.
Cow.
And
Returner gathers at the 1. Everybody in the booth thought, oh my gosh, what are you doing? And then he busts out, finds a lane.
Ryland Memmering is playing on adrenaline night right now. Pure adrenaline.
Wow, that was a heck of a return. That was taken in at the 1 yard line, and he brought it out to the 34 or 30. 35.
Yeah, 30. It's a 34-yard return, but
Sweet.
yeah, it was at the 1, and we were all saying, "Let it go, let it go." Ryland says, "I got this."
Really did a nice job skirting down this sidelines. I like what I'm seeing from the young freshman.
He's aggressive and quick, and he stays on the field now too, Mark.
That freshman team's had a lot of success over the years. Well, he's going to stay in the shotgun. Perkins is right behind him. Here goes a man in motion, coming left to right. Fakes it. Uh-oh, broken play. Willie's going to have to keep it. Forces up, cuts across the grain, and then met by a Titan after picked up a couple. That was a broken play.
We've had a couple of those here tonight. Miscommunication somewhere.
There were 3 guys that we were kind of faking to. Nobody got close enough for him to hand the ball off to him.
Post-game report coming up. We'll have the Bill Dobson Ford Tough player of the game tonight and our overall MVP from Charlie and the team at Heller's Country Garden and Purdue Farms in Washington. Proud to back our Hatchets. 6 minutes left to go. If you're just joining us, it's all Gibson Southern tonight. The top-ranked Titans lead 68-6 on the A&R Home Center scoreboard. Dwayne Shake with Mark Myers under the Friday night lights.
Well, yeah, the shotgun fakes it to Memmering, hands off to Perkins. Perkins spins, but, man, look at all the red and white jerseys.
Nowhere to go.
Hatchet players have got to stay with their blocks longer.
He's got his hands on it a lot, but they have really had
They've
his
been
number.
all over him. Yes, they have. Too
Perkins,
much penetration.
Man, he's tough. He's a bulldog back there.
He's a little banged up coming in this week. He's healthy, but a little bit banged up. 5:38 now left to go in the 4th and final quarter of the running clock this second half. Hatchets with 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Willie out of the shotgun with Perkins directly behind him. Hatchets are set now. Willie's going to look to the air. Here comes the pressure. He throws it out into the flat. Looked like a little contact there, but no flag. Uncatchable ball over his head.
Wyatt Owens, the intended receiver, right in front of the Hatchet bench. So 5 minutes left. 4th and 7. I'm sure the Hatchets will go for it.
Yeah, ball's on the 38. You're down this deep. Keep that offense on the field. Crowd still staying right with us.
They're pumped.
So Hatchets going for it 4th and 7. In the ball on the 38. Willie's going to put man in motion left to right. Willie's going to keep it and try to find some running room. It's a long way to go for a first down.
Nothing there. So turnover on downs gives it back to the Titans. So the Hatchet defense comes on the field now.
Kind of like seeing the Hatchets go to the air that time, try to pick up that first down. As Willie's had a couple nice throws tonight, but nonetheless, turnover on downs, 1st and 10 for the Gibson Southern. 4 minutes now to go in this 4th and final quarter. They're talking about Brady Allen breaking a record, but it doesn't sound like he did it tonight, so we'll take that too. Shotgun for Gibson Southern, hands off to the first man through, handoff right up the middle.
Is good for a first down for Gibson Southern. Ball at the
3:27. I'm wearing down, Dwayne.
Yep, not much left in this one. The clock continues to run. It's been a running clock the entire second half tonight. Titans in control, 68-6. As Mark mentioned earlier, and I stand behind it, Mark, don't see them getting a loss this year.
I don't either.
I don't know who could beat them at this point.
1st and 16 now. Quarterback hands off to the first man through, hit once, and then finally, that's a nice slew of Hatchets on the play that time. Like to see that gang tackling by the Hatchets. Several players involved in that. Couldn't get numbers because it was such a nice swarm. Did pick up 4, so it's going to be a 2nd and 6.
Washington at North Davies next week for the Highway 57 Trophy. Tune in for all the action from Cougar Valley right here on Memories 107.9. That's next Friday night.
Gibson Southern sets their offense. They run out of the shotgun pretty much all night long. Hand off to Roberts, first man through and only man in the backfield other
Right
than
up
the
the
quarterback. Didn't pick up the first, but did get positive yardage.
You know, on your absolute best night with not a flaw, you can't beat this team.
No.
You just can't. We're just calling it what it is, fans. Don't get discouraged. This is a buzzsaw. This is the real deal. This is the Gibson Southern Titans. This is your number one team in 3A, possibly your number one team in the state.
Well, you know, I'd love to come away with a W, but it was great to be able to see the quality team that these guys were, and gives you something to shoot for, Dwayne.
Yeah, finely oiled machine. Brady Allen off to Purdue next year. You're going to see and hear that name a lot more.
So Gibson Southern takes the delay of game, lets the play clock tick down. I think, Dwayne, we're probably going to see a couple knees here. I don't think Gibson Southern's going to try to push in for another touchdown with a 68-6 lead with 1:17 left to go. I just don't see it. They look like they were going up to that bunch formation to protect the quarterback and take a knee. You know, a lot of teams won't play that way. A lot of teams will go just the opposite way. They'll just, you know, with their second team, no matter what, go in there and bury them. But nice sportsmanship.
Class act, yeah.
Very classy.
They really are.
And Coach spoke very highly of the Gibson Southern coach.
He's done a nice job. Excellent program. 10 seconds now on the play clock, 45 on the game clock.
He's going to snap it and take a knee. There we go.
Yep, that will do it for tonight's game. Final score on the A&R Home Center scoreboard from Hatchet Hollow. Your Gibson Southern Titans defeat the Washington Hatchets 68-6. Hatchets go to 0-2 with a road trip to North Davies next week. Gibson Southern remains unbeaten. Post-game show coming up after this. You're listening to Hatchet Football on WAMW. Welcome back to Hatchet Hollow. 68-6 your final. Gibson Southern Titans get the victory, remaining unblemished. And I think I heard them say 15 straight possessions for a score for this first-team offense for Gibson Southern.
Wow, that might be a record somewhere.
That might be the record you were talking about earlier. 68 points on the board, and they did that in the first half pretty much. Final stats thanks to Mike Myers from the Washington Times-Herald, who will have the full recap on Tuesday. Or no, tomorrow, actually. Right, Mike? Tomorrow? Tuesday. It is Tuesday. For Washington, 32 rushing attempts for 62 yards. Passing, Washington was 7 of 13. 2 interceptions for Connor Woolley. 55 yards in the air. Total offense for the Hatchets, 117 yards. 6 first downs, 4 penalties for 23 yards. So no penalties for the Hatchets in that second half. For the Titans, 20 carries for 239 yards, 13 of 14 in the air. No interceptions for Brady Allen. Passing yards, 222. Total offense, 461 yards for the winning Titans tonight. 15 first downs. They did have 5 penalties for 35 yards. But it was all Gibson Southern this evening. They took control. They are the top-ranked team in 3A for a good reason, as this team just simply took over tonight and defeated the Washington Hatchets 68-6 on the A&R Home Center scoreboard. Mark?
Well, I keep talking powerhouse, and that's exactly what they are. And then I also want to talk about what a class act they were, the way they were in this second half, the way they kneeled the ball down when they could have put another touchdown. Judge Arthur was saying he can remember a time when Gibson Southern years ago called a timeout and brought a lineman in to score against us in a similar situation. So class act, we were very lucky to see this kind of a team. We're going to see them probably, in my eyes, win the state. I don't see anybody stopping them. I think the Hatchets played hard. Dwayne, you didn't see any quit in them. They wore down. That was the only reason things slowed down. They were not going to win this game. They knew it going in it. We knew it going in, but the effort and learning, and it's going to be another learning situation, and it can't get any tougher than it was this week.
No, that's for sure. And the no-huddle offense kept the defense moving for sure all night tonight, and just wore us down. As Coach Joe Morris joins us now on the post-game show. We'll get the coach's thoughts. Coach, just a brick wall, powerhouse. I mean, that's the number one team. Mark and I will stand by it. I can't see anybody beating this Gibson Southern team this year.
Well, absolutely. That's a team. I've said it before. This is their year. They've prepared for this the last 3 years. Coach Hart over there has done an excellent job. Their school, corporation, or AD, the top to bottom, they've got all the resources. They've made the investment, and their kids have bought in, their community's bought in to their program. That's what we aspire here. That's what we're trying to build in this new program here. In terms from an athletic standpoint, you've got some very gifted individuals. Namely, it starts with Brady Allen, excellent quarterback, be the best quarterback these kids will ever see. You've got a receiver, D1 prospect, excellent receiver. But it's not just those two guys.
Weapons
I told you in the
line.
pregame interview, and we've talked on the side, talked about it last Saturday in the coaches show, they don't have any weak points.
No.
They fly to the football. They have fun playing the game. But the key on it is they paid the price by working it in the off season.
Yep.
And that's a
Did
big
not happen
key.
overnight.
It didn't happen by showing up here at Friday night at Hatch Hollow. It happened last December until the season started. So give them credit. They deserve it. They're a very good team. We're rooting for them. See them do some great things. They represent our community, our conference well in terms of the region. But for us, this is a teachable moment. And I say that, and I mean that in our sense. Our kids, they're learning a lot about themselves. It's very easy to think a lot about yourself inside of city lines, city limits. We've had that here for years. The reality is we got to start thinking outside of city lines and who we are and what we represent. It comes down to heart, pride, accepting the challenge, and what a great opportunity this is. It's a great opportunity to play a very talented team like that, but you also got to make plays.
Right. But and watching us, the effort was there. The defense on the field just way too much. Wore them down big time. it's a learning situation. A lot of these guys get their first start against the #1 team in 3A. What a way to wake up. And
Well, you know, that could be questioned, but for me, it's a process. You know, phase 1's complete. We're 0-2. Now we're going into phase 2. We've got North Davies next week, then Pike Central, then Princeton at home for homecoming. We want to wrap that series up there, those 3 games, and prepare ourselves for phase 3. That's Heritage Hills at home. Then we go to Boonville. Then we got Mount Vernon at home for senior night. And then we start playoffs. And the whole investment we're making as a staff is on our kids to get experience, getting plays, quarters, and an understanding of the speed of the game. Tonight, we had very few two-way players, probably the fewest we've had in years. It was intentional. It was a risk, but we've got to get past that point that we don't have our 2s and 3s ready.
when I talked over lunch, we bumped into each other just by accident, but had a nice lunch, and you talked about getting the kids ready, having them prepared for something like this, and if you were going to get everybody in and play it with trying to not go both ways, this was the perfect game to do that. And it gets us, as you mentioned, segue into that second segment.
Well, it does,
of the
but
season.
it also shows your weaknesses. It makes you vulnerable, and you got to ask, how the kids respond to that, not only during the game, but after the game. How do they respond to that? And I think it's teachable moments. I think it's opportunities that kids otherwise didn't have. Now you hope that investment in them will pay dividends in terms of how hard they work in practice, the commitment they make, not just this week coming up, but weeks coming ahead. Also, let's talk about turnovers. Special teams are a big part of this game. And, how many did we give up? 2, right, on special teams. That doesn't help matters. But not that the outcome would have been any different, certainly. But certainly we saw a very high-powered team, and you can see they can do a lot. And defensively, they fly to the football, and that's what we're trying to build and aspire to be.
Yeah, we just need to grow us a 6'2", 220-pound linebacker like that center linebacker.
Wow.
He was quite a stud out there.
Well, and those players are, that those things happen, but that doesn't happen overnight. And that's through player development. That's through what we do, not only in the in-season, but certainly in the off-season. And the kids buying into the fact that this should bother them, right?
Exactly.
As a player, it bothered you in games like this. I know as a player, I had games like this as a sophomore. It bothered me, and it bothered my teammates.
Yeah.
It bothered our coaching staff. So these are moments that should bother them, and bother them in a way to motivate them, to give them something to measure and gauge. And, the reality is we saw some moments, but we've got to continue to get better in the interior line. We have to get better in our pass coverage with our DBs. And it's a process.
I thought Willie kept his composure with the pressure that he was under. Did a pretty decent job. Didn't have much time back there. Rylan Memring came in this second half and really put a spark to us and showed us some nice moves and why he's getting some playing time as a freshman.
Well, and he's one of those players that he loves it. He puts in the work. It means something to him. We've got some other players like that as well. And he's a leader in his group. He's a leader on that JV team, but he's also finding a leadership role in our team. And that's what we want. We want that in each class, but we want more than onesies, twosies. We want 11 or 12 of them, that are buying in and accepting the challenge. And no fear. That's where we put in some kids in tonight that this was their first varsity experience. Now, that's a big risk. But in a game like this, there's no risk in that. It's just like us going forward on 4th down, right? There's no risk. We got to make something happen.
Right.
And there's a couple times, when we look at it, and I'll look at film to see good, bad, and the ugly. But the reality of it is there's a process in all this.
Coach, let's talk more over breakfast tomorrow. Benji's, I'll buy. How about that?
Well, thank you. Thank you.
You got
I
it.
appreciate that. But more importantly, I appreciate you guys. I want to give a huge thank you to Washington. I did glance over my shoulder once, and it looked like there's a big crowd, and I want them to know we're going to keep working hard for them to represent Washington and Hatchet Nation. Thank you for coming out. Keep coming out. Keep supporting us. We're going to get this thing built up, and we're going to make you proud.
That's right. Coach, thank you so much. Coach Joe Morris on the post-game report. We'll come back and wrap it up from Hatchet Hollow right after this on WAMW.